last week the statistical report from Public Health Scotland said they were going to reduce the numbers being spot checked, but today you're saying they're going to be increased. I mean, did you speak to Public Health Scotland before you came to the committee? Because I genuinely want to get to the answer on this, but you seem to be saying two different things.
No, positions can evolve. That is often the case, particularly during a pandemic. So I'm telling you that the latest position is that, and I thought this would have been welcomed. The latest position is that I would want to understand from Public Health Scotland what would be the implications if we were to ask them to increase the numbers contacted. I would quite like to see the numbers increased, because I would like to see it as a larger percentage of the numbers of passengers that are having to quarantine. So that is the latest position. That is the position that myself and officials are exploring with Public Health Scotland. I would need to understand what the implications are on Public Health Scotland and the contact tracing operation before a final definitive decision is made. Now, that is absolutely the current position, which I would hope would be welcomed by all.
Yes, I would welcome that if that was the case, but I just fear that the Public Health Scotland capacity will be tested, especially as we've seen a number of different outbreaks in recent weeks, an increase in the number of people who are being tested as well. So just moving on slightly, I mean, the spot check process was unable to identify or contact around about 650, 700 people since the spot checks were started. Now, the reports to the police from Public Health Scotland was only 19 though, so I'm wondering, who are these people that we've not been able to contact? Are you confident that they're complying with the guidance to quarantine? And if not, what are we going to do about it?
Cabinet Secretary.
So first of all, can I say what Willie Rennie said at the beginning of his question? I think is very fair comment. I think that's exactly what we're trying to do, is figure out what the implications for Public Health Scotland would be on the contact tracing operation if we were to increase, which is what I would like us to do, the number of contacts made. And therefore I'll report back to Parliament once those conversations have come to a firm conclusion, and I'd hope that we get in a position where we'd be able to increase the number of contacts without a detriment to the contact tracing operation overall. In terms of the question of the figures, sometimes there can be a bit of a lag between the figures that are published by Police Scotland in relation to the contacts that are referred on from Public Health Scotland and the latest position. So I will write to the committee in terms of the latest figures that are verified from Police Scotland, in terms of how many numbers have been passed on from Public Health Scotland. What Public Health Scotland will tend to do as they're sampling contacts and contacting them, they will try on numerous occasions to get through to somebody. If they are unable to do so and have a reasonable suspicion that there may be falsified information there, or indeed any concerns around the quarantining, then those contacts will be passed on to Police Scotland for a follow-up. But I will try to get the committee the most up-to-date figures, because often there can be a lag between the figures that are public, between Public Health Scotland and necessarily the data that's published from Police Scotland.
I think this is not a lag. I mean, this is getting on to 700 people that we've not been able to spot check, and that's a big percentage of those overall that we tried to contact. So I'm surprised you don't know who these people are and why we've not been able to contact them, and therefore why only small numbers have actually apparently been referred to the police. This seems to be a massive gap in our knowledge. What we're doing about it?
Well, remember, every single person that should be quarantining will be contacted by email. So every single person will be contacted. And the email success rate is just shy of 99%. So 99% of emails from Public Health Scotland are getting through to an email address. So every single person, virtually minus 1%, is being contacted in terms of people that have been quarantined. So you have to think of the measures in their whole. It's not just about the sample that Public Health Scotland will look to contact every single person that will get the public health guidance via an email, plus the expectation that they should be quarantining, and indeed what measures Public Health Scotland can take, i.e. passing the details on to Police Scotland if necessary. But I'm happy to take the question of the 700 that have not been able to be spot checked and come back to